and welcome to this recipe tutorial where I'll be showing you how to make your own plant-based vegan cream / milk. It's basically a milk, but it's so creamy that it's just hard to decide whether it is a cream or a milk. So I'm calling it a cream because I think it's too creamy just to call it milk. And I'm sharing this as part of the most recent episode of Seeds of Health, and you're able to access that in the description below. So just a few seconds ago, you saw me share some pictures of some cupcakes and some bread buns. And actually what you can do with this recipe is make a vegan buttermilk so that it would be the acid part of a raising agent for a baked good. So I hope to share more of that in another video. For this recipe, I have chosen whole grain risotto rice, and this, I believe, gives it its most creamiest texture. So in different types of rice grains, there are two different types of starches that are found. One is called amylose, and this is sort of your very simple molecule. They are sort of found in those rices that are more fluffy, like a pilaf type of rice. And there's this type of starch called amylopectin, which has a more complex branched structure. And it means whilst it cooks, it gives off starch, making it great for a creamy risotto or for a sticky rice for sushi. So you don't have to use whole grain risotto rice, but I recommend a short grain rice at least. And hopefully you can also get great results with that. Risotto rice is also called arborio rice, so depending on where you are or searching online, risotto rice, arborio rice. The first step in making this recipe is thoroughly washing this rice, which is hence why you've been seeing me do this for a good few seconds. So you want to wash it with your warm tap water, and then I'm going to go ahead and rinse it with some boiling water as well. This process means that you don't have to soak your rice overnight. You can make this recipe on the same day. And also because when it comes to a risotto rice, typically you're using its starch as part of the meal, as part of the sauce, whereas another type of rice, you typically throw the water away. So it's quite important. It's almost like parboiling it. We want to really make sure that you don't have any of the unwanted particles, and of course that parboiling process helps to remove unwanted heavy metals, arsenic, but also preserves its nutrients. To be fair, we will be boiling this and throwing the water away twice, so it is my personal preference. I like to be very thorough, knowing that I'll be consuming the water that it gives off without soaking the rice. This recipe is super simple. All you'll need to do is pour boiling hot water into a pan, fill it up and let the contents boil for half an hour. So my time is for 1 hour. So at the 30-minute mark, you'll throw the water away and put another fresh set of boiling hot water. And then after another 30 minutes, you'll throw that water away, and then I'll show you the next step. After that first set of 30 minutes of the rice boiling, when I drain the water away, I do go ahead and rinse it again. But that's the last time I'll be rinsing the water with tap water. Okay, so after the rice has finished boiling for its last 30 minutes, then you're going to throw the water away and put fresh still water. I like to use bottled still water. You can use any water for your preference, but this is the water that is going to form part of the plant cream. I would recommend measuring it to get the desired thickness. that this recipe can produce for you. The other 2 ingredients are oil and desiccated coconut, and that's all that's going to make this plant cream. I'm going to add the water and put it on high heat for 15 minutes, and that will be almost there. And now it's going to be blended and strained, and that will be the plant cream done. When you strain this plant cream, I'd recommend pouring a little bit at a time and then using a spoon to scrape the bottom of the sieve, and this will push the larger particles and make way for the liquid to come through the sieve easily, and then you'll be left with sort of a small lump of blended rice that you don't want to have mixed with the rest of the mixture. Did you see how creamy that looked? And even once it's been refrigerated, that cream factor will be there. It is super creamy, and it's very versatile to sort of turn it into what you want. As I said, I've used it as a vegan buttermilk, so I've used it in soups, and I'm excited to share more about what you can do with this recipe. Thank you so much for watching, and happy cooking!